Hello and bonjour. It is early February 2021. The temperatures have dropped below freezing overnight, and Paris has woken up to a magical dusting of fresh white snow. And I think we all know what that means.
You stay at home and you wrap up warm.
No, Mum, it means I rush out and make some content about it. Look, I can't talk right now, okay? Love you, bye. Now, if you've been watching my videos for a while, you know one of my favourite things to do is climb a mountain. And this snow is making me dream of winter ascents and alpine adventures. Unfortunately though, one thing Paris is not famous for is its majestic mountain ranges. The highest summit within the city is Montmartre, which is only 130 metres above sea level, as you know, because you watched my video about it. But I've done some Googling and I think I've found the closest we're going to get. Yes, it is time to climb the highest point in the whole of Ile-de-France.
What's Ile-de-France?
Well, it's the region Paris is in. Paris and Ile-de-France is a bit like London and the home counties, or New York City and New York State, or... Wait, how are you still here? So here's the plan. From Saint-Lazare, we're getting line L as far as La Défense, and then changing onto line U, which will take us all the way out to a place called Trappes, which lies at the foot of the mountain. Now, Trappes, how can I put this? Trappes does not have the best reputation right now in France. Last week, the local mayor appeared on a national televised debate called "Is Trappes a Dangerous Town?" and defended it by saying, "There are problems in my town, like every town in France, and here there's a bit more than in other places." But despite high levels of unemployment and poverty, and all the other issues that tend to come from that, this small town has produced film stars like Omar Sy and Jamel Debbouze, footballers like Nicolas Anelka and Patrick Vieira, and the singer Shaim, who most of you have probably never heard of, but in France she's basically Rihanna. Yes, Mum?
Who's Rihanna?
Oh, never mind. Anyway, of course, we're here to climb the highest point in Ile-de-France, and that means getting off the bus right on the edge of Trappes at the foot of La Colline d'Élancourt, the hill of Élancourt. Right, that is the hill. Let's do this. Élancourt is the suburb that neighbours Trappes, and this particular bit of it is home to an enormous bus garage, an industrial business park, and the local waste disposal site. Welcome to Élancourt, everyone. It's so pretty in the snow. Yes, finally I found a place in France that isn't ridiculously beautiful, and all it took was coming to an actual literal dump. Because here's the dirty secret. Before the 1950s, there was no hill here. In fact, it was almost the opposite. The area was pocketed with quarries, and they were extracting sand and stone to help build the rapidly expanding suburbs. But then, all the new houses and industries started producing waste, and they needed somewhere to put it. I think you can all see what happened next. Within a decade or so, they hadn't just backfilled the old quarry, they'd thrown together enough bits and pieces of household junk, industrial waste, and excavated earth to create the highest hill in the whole Paris region. Anyway, we've now reached base camp for our ascent of the summit. Right, for the first time in far too long, let's climb a mountain. The peak stands at a mighty 231 metres above sea level. That's almost twice as high as Montmartre. Admittedly, the town of Élancourt itself is already at 170 metres, which means the total climb of 60 metres is actually about the same, but let's ignore that. Because, make no mistake, what I am taking on here is an Olympic challenge. I'm not even kidding. Right now, you are looking at the site that will host the mountain biking event at the 2024 Games. So it's not just me calling this a mountain, it's the actual Olympics. You can't argue with it. And hopefully by then there'll be a few more signposts. This way? Guess? Who knows? It's all upwards. Beginning to think the other path would have been a better option, because this one is sort of gradually curving around the base of the mountain, and I would have preferred to just go straight up. But hey, we'll make it there eventually. Ah, here we go. Yeah, this is definitely the kind of path that I should have been on to start with. It's quite steep, but I think We are nearly there. There we are! La colline d'Élancourt. On a clear day, you can see the Eiffel Tower from here, poking its head above the horizon. Today it's not quite clear enough, so here's a photo I took from the same spot on a summer ascent a few years ago, with quite a lot of zoom. And of course, the Eiffel Tower is kind of the elephant in the room, because although we're on the highest piece of land in Ile-de-France, it's not the highest point you can get to. Anyone on the tower's observation deck would be 85 metres above us. But that is currently closed, which means standing right here on the summit of the Colline d'Élancourt in February 2021, you are looking down on every single Parisian. And it does make a nice change for it to be that way round. If you'd like to climb the hill of Élancourt, or perhaps you're competing in the 2024 Olympics, the closest station is Trappes. You can take the same route that I did from Saint-Lazare, or there's a direct train from Montparnasse. From Trappes station, the number 418 bus will drop you right at the bottom of the hill. On the way back to Paris, be careful. Your train will go from platform 2B. The reason I mention this is because these are platforms 1 and 2, and this is where they put 2B. Anyway, thank you all for watching, and I will see you soon.